Hi again, and you're watching a Jillian's vlog. So I started this morning actually thinking about more serious things, you know. I think it's worth focusing on what you're trying to sell in life, really with anyone. I mean, we all have some mission statement in us to follow, if we look hard enough, or we stop, obfuscating ourselves enough. On that note, I guess my storyline basically follows the idea of, not the idea, basically about putting your arts on hold, putting an artistic career on hold, and then jumping back in just before the pandemic. That's what my story is about. Like, had I known that, statistically, every 100 years or so, expect a pandemic, maybe I would have prepared for that. Granted, we did have things that came close in the last, 20 years. Bird flu, swine flu. These were SARS, these were close to pandemics. They were just handled well. But this pandemic, it has basically thrown civilization and collective consciousness for a loop. And I'd say necessarily because it needed that. I mean, humanity collectively needed a sort of a moment to reflect. Oh, I like this stance. Wait a sec. I actually do have a stand. I'll just use my laptop. Just a second. See? Now I have a stand. My laptop is behind here, and now I have a stand. So, I mean, in January, I had, this January, not last January, this January, I had, 3 producers that I was able to work with. One of them closed down their studios because not many people were attending the studios. He wasn't making enough of a revenue off of it, or at least maybe enough were attending, but he wasn't making a revenue. Then I had sought out another producer around that time, and he was a home producer with some pretty good, tools available. And suddenly some personal issues cropped up in his life. I'm not clear on what they were, but he mentioned to me that he had some personal issues going on, and he seemed really perturbed by them. So that ended. And then there was also this couple, actually, who ran this thing in Seaside Heights. They had a whole studio there. It was kind of retro. And we just kind of haven't spoken in a few months. And I think a lot of that is because of the pandemic. Also, perhaps because, the last exchange that we did have, I mentioned that I had been, changing my voice, which isn't a very relatable topic unless you're trans. And even then, some people might have some grimace for you. Yeah, I sent him recordings, but nothing amounted of it. He liked my music. He'd heard it before, and he was really eager actually to work with me, but it didn't work out that way. And now, like most of you at this point, I've spent the vast majority of the past 2 months inside rather than outside, which is unusual for me in comparison to past habits where I would spend the majority of my time out of the house than in the house. It's not like I ever fully stopped being on my feet. I did have breaks I gave myself. I did have moments of, minimized performance to allow myself to, breathe a bit and mourn a bit, but I still pulled my own weight. Currently, I'm waiting on word from a producer who is affiliated with my voice teacher, and he's in New York, and I've been waiting on a response from him. Sorry, I had to sneeze. And I just don't know what's gonna come of it, I hope that he responds. He said he was gonna respond yesterday, and then he said on Monday that he'd listen. my voice teacher did tell me that he has like a baby that he just had, and the pandemic and stuff. The pandemic is like the panacea for all blame, but panacea, sorry. And yeah, I'm just waiting. Been waiting all week. And the reason why I've, invested so much, effort into getting a producer is because, like, yes, I'm privy to, things about production and things about acoustics. And, or like my first stuff when it came to music, like, often involved electronics, though with limited technology. I just feel like it'd be easier to, more functional even, to rely on someone to help me as far as that, because I don't think realistically that it can happen alone. Some artists can do it. It's perhaps even more expected nowadays for an artist to do it. But as someone who is songwriter-centric and who is performance-centric, relatively speaking, compared to production, it's like, it's just not my focus. I've already composed that stuff and, even taken time to arrange it properly on the piano and all that, and guitar and all, like giving it its identity by rehearsing it over and over again, which of course I could do more of. It seems like I'd be better off having a partnership of some sort. And of course, if you can partner with anyone in business, try to do that rather than not, gain links, gain meaning. Sorry, I was on a business call, so now I'm back to this video, and that's why I'm in a different outfit now. So, decided I'm gonna keep it, so. I think one thing that, as an artist, you need to be watchful of is the temptation to make your career sort of look what I can do exhibit. You're here to express. You're not here to fiddle around, to, stretch yourself and like just show, look what I can do. Stuff like that. No whistle today, sorry. As much as I'd like to have it just happen. Vocal range isn't everything, and I know that, you know that. And, yeah, don't fall into that trap. I mean, granted, I'm not warmed up. Am I really having this conversation right now in the middle of my video? Am I that obsessed with range? Sounds terrible right now. Sounds like I got ash all over my voice. The thing is, I just feel very unfulfilled in my life right now. And my music is my pride and joy. I don't know who I am without it actualized, made useful. Something feels unresolved. I have to figure out how to deal with that, I know I have value. That's not the problem. I know I have value. The issue is fully potentiating that value. I feel like there's so much that just has not been tapped or not tapped properly. And it's pretty aggravating to the point of meekness, I just want to sit and slumber, which isn't good. really underneath all that, I suppose I just don't feel like myself. Like 2 years ago, I might have felt like myself. A lot of stuff has passed, and it's like, can I really say that is who I actually am after all this time? You know, at a certain point, you have to adapt to your now. And the thing is, my now feels like ass. Like, I, as per the stumble before that joke, oh, that was bitter. I am a career woman, but like building a social media profile while in quarantine, you know, while you wait on like these model photos that, you know, cost $1,800 to actually get, it's like, you know, it takes time to like build this stuff, and like, it's not coming right now. I don't know. I have lost just as many followers as I've gained in the past 2 weeks. And it's like, where are you going? You know, I thought you wanted poetry. I thought you liked my poetry. You know, like you're gravitating to that at one point more than the music. You know, like, so I was doing this month-long thing with I'd written some poems in January, and I wrote them daily for the whole month. And May happens to also have 31 days, just like January. So I decided to publish them this month. And I've just seen a decrescendo of engagement, and it's pretty aggravating. I think it might have to do with one day having posted 4 posts in basically an hour, because I had 2 poems that day, and I also musicalized them. And so suddenly my engagement kind of dropped a bit that day. And then the day after, I decided to put my profile through this company that reached out to me saying that they could give me followers. And for some reason, I so very, very wisely thought I could give them my profile and they would send it to profiles that, you know, would have genuine interest in my profile, not, you know, fake bot accounts that just have pictures of cats through the feed and pixelated pictures of pretty ladies. You know, it's such a mess. And I ended up with that. I would have broken 1,000 followers that day, but at what cost? At what worth? Most, like, those people are not real people. Like, that would be like saying that I sold to robots all my cookies, and suddenly I'm a business magnate because I sold 100,000 cookies to 100,000 robots, when I actually haven't sold to any single person. Like, at the end of the day, as an artist, you have to get your name out there and get a rapport with people, get them to care about your work and associate it with you. Without that, it's very, you know, irrelevant, and it becomes a hobby of yours rather than like something that actually people give 2 shits about, you know. Curse on YouTube, why don't you? Ass. Oh my god. Okay, so what else am I talking about? Getting back in the field when there is no field and you don't have that many clientele or that many products to sell, really. I mean, my Spotify is basically full of demos. How does that work? Like, it's not like this isn't good material. It's just not packaged properly. And that is what's so aggravating to me, because these songs are actually good songs. They're actually very evocative and introspective and musically creative and theatrical and even ethereal at times. And I'm living for it. But it's a tiresome living at this point, you know, even though I know it's the living I must do. You know, what am I gonna do? Change to some random career? You know, this is so integrally part of me and it has value. Why would I give that up, abandon it, and suddenly I'm 40 and say, I guess the world will never know who I was. You know, I don't want that. It's just not what I want. But I feel like a fool for not wanting that, you know, even though, like, of course it's what I want. Okay, we're picking up here with this video. Nice. Da da da, da 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 da, da That's the best you're getting right now. Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm for. Like, this and the poetry and the acting and all of it, you know, like, my soulful presence is what I'm here for. I don't know what that means. Actually, I do. But if you want to reify it, you know, then fair enough. I don't know. What was my point anyway? And you know what? A testament to that is that I haven't fully lost motivation, to be honest. I'm willing to go out in the field. It's just that there's a virus out. I'm willing to go out in the virtual field. It's just, where's the content? You know, I just have to keep trudging along, I suppose. Actually, I know that. You know, and then at some point something picks you and you find inertia moves you forward and forward and up and up and up and up and up. And suddenly you have a career. You know, people will break it down into like, you know, you have to have these steps, yes. But like, as far as net force, as far as the general gravity of it, it is a way. It is a path to take, you know, there's a name for it. And it wouldn't be my first time on that path. It's generally a nonlinear path. You know, I just, you know, another day forth, I suppose. Here. Leaves fall, and soon in the flowers.